This is my most requested video for my self-tanning routine, and my credentials are I've been a full-time model for the past 12 years, so I have been in the industry shooting summer in the winter, and I have to look tan all the time. I need to have a tan that lasts, that doesn't look cakey, that doesn't look orange. So down here, I have my whole collection of self-tanning products. I've tried so many throughout the years. There's a couple new ones in here too that I have not officially tried yet. This is the best natural tan for my face, and it doesn't clog my pores, it doesn't break me out, it doesn't make me look splotchy. It's a sleep mask, so you put it on at night. Bondi Sands Pure, and it's hyaluronic acid and skincare in it. It's not the best thing in the world, but if you're looking for a self-tanner, I love this one more than I love the Tan Luxe, more than I love the ones from Luxe Unfiltered. Any face tanning drops, I prefer this over them. All right, are you ready for my holy grail, best ever self-tanner I've ever used in my life? And this is not an ad, I just wanted to share. Lunabronze. I'm so confused by this as well. I can't find this one specifically, so please just, if you're like, Abby, I can't find that one, I'm sorry, but I'm telling you, like, this is by far the best. I ordered it from my sister even, and she said that it came in incorrectly. So I'm not sure if they stopped formulating like this, but it's Organic Express Total Eclipse Lunabronze. I'll link all of these in the description box for you as well. Essentially what you do is do your full shower routine, exfoliate, which I'll talk you through in a minute, but then you put this on, let it process for 1 to 3 hours, wash it off, and then it will continue to develop over the next 24 hours. I don't have to sleep in it. But for some reason with this, even though you only leave it on for 1 to 3 hours, I don't have to go to bed with it on. It doesn't smell disgusting. It doesn't leave me streaky. It lasts a really long time. It's organic. Pretty sure it's pregnancy safe. I'm gonna show you guys how I apply my self-tanner. I'm gonna be using the Lunabronze today, obviously. I actually applied the tanner yesterday, and you'll see in the video that it was so splotchy when I was applying it, like patchy around my neck and in certain areas. But like now that I have it on, I just feel really tan, and I don't feel like there's any splotch or like residue of it being a fake tan at all. This is my hand as well. I feel like it just blended out so evenly. Now it's time for me to explain the step-by-step process and show you the tutorial as well. I showered, exfoliated, and while I was in the shower, I use one of these mitts. This is one that I just found on Amazon. Again, I will link it for you, but it has like a really rough graininess to it. And I don't like the ones where it's like beads that you put in your hand, because that texture on my hand just like freaks me out if the exfoliant is too rough, and I just scrub away. Not too much, just gently, but also enough to like really get the grime off. If you go to apply the tanner, you might see certain areas where it's like streaky, which I'll show you on my neck. You'll be like, oh, I needed to exfoliate more. So exfoliate properly. Get your knees, get your elbows, get your knuckles, get your ankles, all the places where a lot of dead skin will collect, like get those areas really well. When you're out, just make sure you leave your skin dry. Don't put any lotion on. I usually wait for like an hour to an hour and a half after I get out of the shower, because you want your skin pH to calm down if you're taking a hot shower, if you're shaving and exfoliating. Now it is time to apply self-tanner. I have this really old mitt that I love, and I have had other ones in the past, but this one's from Bondi Sands and it just works really well. So shake it up. I like to start always with 2 pumps. Next biggest tip is to start from the bottom and work your way up. So don't start with your arms or your back. You want to start with lower, because as you work up, your body will fold over in your stomach area. So you want to make sure that you're getting feet and ankles always first. So I start at the calf, and then I use the remainder to go over my toes and my toe crack, and then around my heel. I just like really work it in. If you did a good enough job of exfoliating, this part should look pretty seamless. But if you find it pilling or your skin is not clean enough, I recommend going to the shower and starting over. I've seen people before not use a mitt, and it is so important to use a mitt. Like, I don't know how you would ever be able to do this without, like, it would be all over the place and it would be super streaky. So working my way up, I pretty much just do one whole leg and then I do the other leg. And you can see around my knee, it's looking a little bit weird. Once I get it really worked in and we wash it off, it will look fine. And notice how I move in kind of like circular motions, because it really does work it into the skin. Legs are looking good. Now that we did the legs, it's time to move on to belly. Just make sure that you finish everything on your lower body. Get my back as good as I can, and then I recruit assistance. I could do this myself. I've done this myself for years, but when he's sitting here and can help. It's so nice. Also always missing my proper exfoliation on my back and shoulders. When you're shampoo and conditioning, make sure that you really rinse off your back. I've been so good about putting skincare on my neck that I realized I did not exfoliate it at all. And you can definitely tell, but I want to show you what I do. Instead of redoing the entire thing, you can kind of save it, because that would be so annoying. You take your mitt that doesn't have too much on it and you can literally like rub it and it will kind of start to separate, and that way you just get the product past it. Like I said, I'm literally doing a photo shoot in the morning and I don't care enough to like wash it off. That's how much it's not going to be that big of an issue. So I did my chest, my back, everything is pretty much done at this point except for my face and my arms. So just gonna whip that out real quick. Same as before. Remember, arms are the last part of the body and then face. So I start at my forearm and just work up in circular motions, twisting my arm and kind of like seeing how it collects. You can see how it starts to collect on my arm hairs. So I just kind of work it in every direction and then finish it off with how they naturally lay. For the elbows, don't do it all like this. Make sure you bend it a little bit so that you can get into those crevices. And then making sure that when you're done with your arm, you don't forget to raise it and get like up underneath this area, because the underarm is kind of where I tend to forget. So the back, all through here. Arms are done, let's do our hands. Do like half a pump and then I work it onto the glove, kind of pat on the top of my hand and on my forearm, because I really want to get rid of some of the product and then I go in to buff it off, because you don't want too much on your hands. So just making sure you're not blotchy on your arms. And then I go down each finger, getting into the cracks. I really don't shy away from doing my hands, because if you just pat it and you have a little bit on there and you kind of get it everywhere except for your palm, I do the side of my hand to this crack as well. All the little webbings. I don't wash my hands after, I don't need to. That hand feels pretty good, kind of like the sides of your nails. For your hands also, to make sure that you kind of claw like this so that you don't just get your knuckles same as your elbow. Make sure it's bent. Make sure that you get in between your little finger claws, because otherwise you'll just have like really weird, wrinkly, discolored knuckles. That feels good for my hand. I'm gonna just do the other one. This is before and after, so you can see it's just more cohesive. Just a tiny bit, squish it, dab it, and then run it through your fingers. You can see where I wear my Garmin, it kind of leaves a line. It's just because my skin is just a little bit more tan there. Just rub it like around this area. Make sure you kind of like diffuse it into your palm so that it's not like one stark line right there. And then if you have fingernail polish, you might want to take a baby wipe and just wipe it off, but I have gel, so it just wipes off either way. And that's it for the bod. This is the part that I love to do and hate to do at the same time. It's time to do my face. So I take a pump on a little brush. This one's actually from Naked Sundays. It was to blend in their SPF, and I was like, oh, it actually would be perfect for my tanner. You just take off the excess onto that brush and just work it in. And then you just go in as if you're using your contour or bronzer. I want to keep the high points of my face a little bit more fair. Blending it in, contouring my nose, above my lids. And then you can kind of take whatever is left and go everywhere, because you don't want it to be too intense. And like, for example, I have this line going under my chin. You just want to buff that out a little bit as well. Again, with the remainder, just kind of throw it everywhere. And it might look insane right now, but then once you wash it off, you'll look great. And you can't have a super tan body and a really pale face. It just can't happen. Hey Google, what time is it? Okay, so it's 5:25. I'm gonna wait until 8:30 and I'm gonna wash this off. I'll show you guys what it looks like in the morning, because I mean, it's gonna be 8 p.m. You're not gonna be able to really tell how tan I am. So I'll wait until the same time tomorrow to show you how the tan continues to develop. Once I wash it off, it's not gonna look as tan as it does right now. And the end result is also not going to be as dark as I am right now. This is just a top bronzer that makes you look a little bit more tan. Almost forgot to mention this, really important. While you're walking around for 2-3 hours, you want to make sure you're wearing something that's loose and isn't too tight around the ankles and doesn't have a super tight waistband. Anywhere that has like a tag or texture or something that's kind of itching against your skin is going to cause a really weird white spot. Pretty loose. Even the ankle cuffs on these pants are super loose as well. So it's not going to ruin it. You don't have to wear like super old stuff. Just wash it and the color comes off of it. But darker colors preferred, obviously. So now I'm going to go marinate for 3 hours and then wash this off. Not me completely forgetting to do the outro of this video, but there were a lot of moving parts, so please forgive me. This is me on the next day. Obviously, the tan turned out perfect. The photos looked so good. I actually messaged the brand to ask them because the instructions on the back of the updated bottle says that it needs 8 to 10 hours to process, but the brand let me know to simply ignore that and that it is still 1 to 3 hours and then it continues to develop. So nothing's actually changed with the formula. So I hope this video helps you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions. I love answering and seeing what you guys have to say, and I'll see you in the next video.